Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be going over how I have organized ourselves for our new homeschool year. If you are new here, my name is Lily. I'm a secular homeschool mom and I have 3 daughters. This year they are technically 6th, 5th, and first grade. It is our 7th year homeschooling and I have switched things up a little bit this year, as you know we all do every year, and I feel like each year it's simplified a little bit more. So I am here in a new space in the living room. We've had a table here for a while. We use it for the kids for when we have get-togethers and stuff, but it's like a cute table, and so we've just been having it here for a while. I started to just use it to put stuff on for homeschool. So once we started the new school year, I was like, you know what? Why don't I just figure out some sort of way to organize myself here in this space? My husband works from home half of the time too. So my desk is in our room where his desk also is, and it can be a lot going in and out. And then also at the end of each school day, doing like a post planning thing where the kids are putting their folders over there and then we're putting them curriculum over here, and then I'm putting certain books on the cart and then I'm taking certain books to my desk. It was just too many things all over the place. So I wanted to mitigate that. And right here behind me, I have all of our folders and core curriculum that we're using this week only. And then I pull from here to put in this basket for our daily stuff. Even though we kind of do the same things, we don't always use the same resources every day. So as long as I'm kind of staying on top of it, I can just put what we actually need for the day in this basket here. If I'm doing my post planning and my pre-planning, then, you know, I can update this every day. It makes it a lot easier for the kids too. They know like when the basket's empty, then we're done with school. And then back here behind me, this is my first graders basket. So I put all the family stuff and then my older 2 stuff in here, and then they have the rest of their stuff in their folders. And then I have my first grader stuff that she only does her morning work and her core curriculum in this basket here. Or if there's like a couple of books we're using for a certain curriculum, but that day we're only using like one of those books, that's the only thing I'll put in this basket, you know? So it really helps me to stay organized each day. And then for the week, we homeschool typically 6 weeks on, 1 week off. But this year, just the way it landed and some plans we have, we're going to do 5 weeks on, 1 week off, 5 weeks on, 1 week off, and then we're going to do 6 weeks or 7 weeks, I think, and then 3 weeks off for the winter time. So for like holiday break. I'm in week 2. I have already pre-planned this week, and then I'm pre-planning already into week 3. I'm keeping core subjects pretty much the same. I'm following the, you know, books and stuff that I have pretty much until I finish them all. So I'm not switching things out. I used to have like 2 days I would do this subjects and 2 days I would do this subjects. Like I'm not doing that anymore. I feel like it's way easier to just stick with one subject, 1 or 2 subjects with that curriculum, do the entire curriculum until it's done, and then move on to something else. I just feel like it's a never ending of curriculums that I'm always switching things out, and nothing ever seems to get like 100% completed all the way through. So that's one of our goals this year. So for example, we've been doing History Quest US History since last year, but you know, I would only do like 2 days of history. But now I'm like, no, we're going to just do it every day. We're not going to forget what we're listening to. We're going to be able to stop and talk and chat and not have to rush through it. So that's another reason too. It allows us for a little bit more time to, you know, conversate and bring up questions, things like that. That definitely helps with the pre-planning for the next weeks and stuff like that. So back to how I'm organizing everything, it really makes it a lot easier for me when I sit down to post plan. I can just pull their folders, I can pull their books, and I'm right here. I can sit in at the end of each school day, like we clean up, and I just have them put all the books and everything on one side of my desk, and then I'll kind of just go through everything and then tab for the next day, write it down, and it stays in my brain a lot better. I'm hoping I can keep this up the rest of this semester while I'm still in grad school, but this is my last semester. I'll be done in December, and I'm only going to be doing 1 class at a time. I've been doing 2 classes at a time this whole year. So yeah, I'm hoping this little system that I have started can keep going. Aside from everything being close by and I can kind of easily post plan and pre-plan, I also have not been using a planner this year. So every year I stress about what planner to get and what I should do, because most of the time I don't even end up using the entire planner. And I always just think like, oh, I just need something simple, something easy. Well, I went to Home Goods. I found this 2-pack. If you follow me on TikTok, you probably saw me post my haul. So I picked up these 2 planners. One of them is like a to-do list format, and then the other one is just like regular notepad, you know, legal pad. So I just been kind of doing it in the order that we've been, kind of going throughout our day. So it's been working. I really like that. And then after I do all the family stuff, our morning stuff, and then our extra subjects, I write out each kid what morning work they did and then what core subjects or other work they got done. When I do this, okay, so this is what I had planned. So then as I go along, I'm checking things off. We're getting everything done. And then whatever we don't get done, obviously I just crossed it off that we didn't do it. But then when I'm done for the day and I'm kind of like going over what we did and didn't do, writing in any extra things that we did, then I start the list for the next day. It's kind of in the order of our routine. So I can, just kind of write it down and then put in the pages later. Or like I said, if I'm on top of it, I can easily just be like, okay, we got this done today. All right, then I know we can easily get this done tomorrow. Same thing with our core subjects. A lot of the time I would slack in pre-looking at our core subjects, math in particular, and I feel like it would take us a little longer to get math done because of that. So I am also being more diligent in looking at our math ahead of time so that I can mentally prepare myself. So yeah, you don't need like a fancy brand new planner, just a little notepad, making your list. I wasn't really planning on using this as like my planner per se. I don't know if that's what you can really call it. It's kind of just like my list of what we're going to do that day, whatever works, whatever you got. Sometimes, we don't have to overthink it so much. So I really feel like the post planning helps also establish a routine and see realistically what you're doing. Even if you don't even pre-plan at all, you just kind of have a rough plan and you just go for it. Write down what you did, even like maybe what time you did it. And I'm not even just talking about books and pages and all and subjects. I'm even saying like, okay, after we did these things, like the kids got really restless, so we needed to take a break here. Oh, we should do this outside every day. Whatever it is, you kind of start to pick up on patterns and you kind of start to see what works for you and your kids. The other thing that I decided to keep the same is my first grader's morning work. So I would try to give her different things every morning. So I would just kind of think of a math, a like phonics, reading thing, and then something fun, or fine motor skills or something sensory. So I was every like night trying to be like, okay, what can I give her today? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose, like I said, something LA math and then something fun to do. That's what I'm going to put out for the 4 days that week. And then I'll just switch it up for the next week. Cause it's just, I can't, so we're putting her morning work stuff in her basket. And then, we're just putting that out every morning. And then the last thing that I feel like I have really loved about our homeschool routine this year has been our mindful mornings. The kids actually really look forward to it. One day we did start with it and they were all like, hey, are we going to do our mindful morning routine? So I really think that they're enjoying it as well. So I can share more about that in another video. Again, that's been fluctuating a little bit, but essentially I have 3 books that we use for mindful morning. We do a 1-minute mindful minute, and that's just kind of like a just quiet minute where everyone just kind of lays down, relaxes, and just kind of a little bit of a practice of mindfulness and meditation. And then I have a bin with a bunch of books and activities and cards and things that are for practicing mindfulness for kids. And then the kids can pick one thing from the bin to read or incorporate into our mindful morning routine. Oh, and then one more thing, I did get 3 bins. I have 1 bin for all of our Spanish stuff. It's actually right here. So like all of our Spanish books, cards, flashcards, like any activity books, anything like that, that's for Spanish is right there. And then I have 2 other bins down here in this cabinet. I have 2 other bins, one's with math stuff, bunch of manipulatives and cards and different things and poppets and stuff. And then I have another one for all LA stuff. That's made it easier for me, again, to help with finding things to use for my first grader, to do her phonics stuff and reading and math, but also, and Spanish, but also for morning work for me to be able to like switch it up and keep her occupied. I think that's everything for this video, guys. If you have any other requests on anything specific, just go ahead and leave it in the comments. I will write it down and get to it as soon as I can. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.